Have you ever let someone dig their own grave and just watched? When I started college, my dorm's head RA Beth was the most power-hungry person I'd ever met. She'd write people up for having their doors open past 10 p.m., mark students late if they arrived at floor meetings 30 seconds after start time, and even monitored how long people spent in the showers. But her favorite rule to enforce was the quiet hours policy. 3 noise violations meant permanent removal from student housing. No warnings, no appeals. In September alone, she got 4 freshmen kicked out for excessive noise. My roommate Nina was a music major who practiced violin. She'd play during approved hours, but Beth would still write her up, claiming the music was disruptive to the academic environment. By October, Nina had 2 strikes, 1 more, and she'd lose her scholarship, which required living on campus. One night, I overheard Beth bragging to another RA about how she was cleaning up the dorm. Something in me snapped. I spent the next week reading every housing document, student handbook, and university policy I could find. That's when I discovered it. Hidden in the campus music department guidelines was a clause stating that music majors were guaranteed 2 hours of daily practice time in their living spaces. It was an old rule from before they built the new arts center, but it had never been removed. I also found something even better. The university's anti-discrimination policy prohibited any action that unduly interfered with academic program requirements. Since Nina's scholarship required both living on campus and maintaining a certain level of musical proficiency, Beth's actions were technically discrimination. Instead of confronting Beth immediately, I let her continue her crusade. Every time she wrote Nina up, I carefully documented it. When she'd pound on our door during Nina's practice sessions, I recorded it on my phone. I even got statements from other music majors who'd been targeted. By December, I had a thick folder of evidence, but I waited. I knew Beth would try something big before winter break. Sure enough, 2 days before finals, Beth burst into our room during Nina's afternoon practice. She was waving her clipboard like a weapon. "That's your 3rd strike," she announced gleefully. "Pack your bags. You're out of housing. Effective immediately." Nina started crying. Beth just stood there smirking. That's when I pulled out my folder. "Actually, Beth, we should discuss this with Dean Richards. I'm sure he'd be interested in these 47 documented violations of university policy." Her smirk vanished. What violations? I laid out the music department policy, the discrimination clause, and every single incident I'd documented. Then I mentioned the other 3 music majors who'd filed formal complaints. By my count, that's enough for a discrimination lawsuit that would cost the university millions. Want to gamble your future job prospects on that? The color drained from her face. She tried to argue, but I could see the panic in her eyes. "Or," I said, "you could lose that write-up form and forget this happened." She tore up the violation notice and practically ran from our room.